why you're manifesting goes backwards. Hello, I'm Fractal Future, and welcome to the Vanguard of Light, where we help energy-sensitive people take things to the next level. So we're going to be talking about why your manifesting goes backwards. What is up with that? You know, how many people had that happen? Hello. So I want to talk about three things. One, cleaning up this whole manifesting thing. What's this manifesting stuff? Two, you're manifesting. Like, you know, can I manifest? Can I not manifest? What's up with that? And number three, why it goes backwards. What's up with that? Why is it going backwards? And then, hopefully, if I do this properly, because I'm going to do it in a special way, that it'll crack open you to the amazing, unbelievable abilities and magic that you have inside that like supersedes all this manifesting stuff. But anyway, well, let's talk about manifesting. Let's get into it. So there's like kind of this concept of like, you know, am I manifesting? You know, oh, my manifesting's not working. And that's like a first misunderstanding of like all of this is manifesting. You know, it's not like, oh, I didn't manifest my, you know, amazing job or my perfect partner. It's like, yeah, but you manifested you're stubbing your toe in the morning. You manifested the hangover. You manifested the bloated belly. You manifested that 5-pound weight gain. All of that's manifesting. Like that's all of it's manifesting. And it comes down, it's like, well, like, can I manifest? It's like, well, of course you can manifest by taking it to the extremes. Like first example or a little story. I one day did a 28-day water only fast, like just water, super hardcore fast. I didn't do it to lose weight, but I did lose 37 pounds. Like boom, lost a lot of weight. It was not for that. It was to deal with some crazy mind demons. And I like the only way in which I could grab agency, like, you know, grab your ability to manifest, like at least have some kind of agency control over my destiny was like, I got in my head of like these voices, these demons in my mind, right? They can't make me eat. Like that was my way of grabbing it. Like they can't put food in my mouth. They can put all these crazy thoughts in my head, say all this negative, horrible stuff about me, making me feel terrible. But I was like, they can't put food in my mouth. So I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to eat until they stop, right? It took 28 days to get a hold of that. I go pretty intense. But anyway, but my main point is that there's not a person on this planet that can do a 28-day water fast and gain weight. Everybody would lose weight. No matter their condition, no matter their metabolism, whatever, they do a 28-day water-only fast, they're guaranteed to lose weight. And that's just an example. They'll manifest weight loss. No matter what their condition, they'll manifest weight loss. So it's kind of like examples like that where it's like, it's an extreme thing of like, well, there is agency. Same thing of like, if you talk to no one, interact with no one, like won't communicate with anyone, give people no feedback, you'll lose all your friends. Like you'll lose this social connection. And that's an ability to manifest, like this complete like abandonment of people where, you know, you don't call them back, you won't meet them for anything, and surprise, your social life, social engagement will go away, it'll disappear. And that's an example of manifesting, right? So these are extremes of like, wow, you can manifest there and you manifest that. So the ability to manifest, to navigate your destiny is there. Now there's other forces. I'm going to go with three basic ones that are going on, right? So you've got a brain that's kind of lazy and likes to keep things at the status quo, right? Brain kind of likes to keep it like a little safe zone, wherever it happens to be. I mean, you could be low and that's safe for it. You could be high, that's safe for it. And you kind of dip out of it and it kind of freaks out and wants to kind of self-correct. Then the second thing, number two, is you got dark forces. And there are a lot of dark forces here, and we're here to uplift them. That's our job, right? But they're to pull us down. So you got dark forces pulling you down, but then when you got this amazing spirit inside that's pushing us up, that's always lifting us up. So you got these three forces in play, right? This brain that's kind of like, let's just not go past this band. Dark forces are like, let's pull you down, let's pull you down, let's pull you down. And then your internal being that's always trying to push you back up, always pushing you back up. And it's why when you go down and it feels all terrible, that's why it feels terrible. That's your being of light inside saying, I don't want this to feel good because I don't want you to keep going down. Right? So that's kind of like the manifesting. So let's get to you. You know, like, what about you? What about your agency? Yeah, you can do these extremes, but the extremes are kind of hard to do. I mean, a 28 water day fast wasn't an easy thing to do. I think the only reason I did it is because of the extreme trauma I was under. And it was kind of like, it was do or die. I was like, man, I have to do something here, right? So, but life isn't necessarily fun in that extremes, right? That's not really enjoyable. You know, my brain was like, "Wah!" But that's part of the reason. I was getting it on board of like, look, somebody's got to intercede on this crazy going in here, because I'm not going to eat until. I'm not going to eat food until that stops. So it's amazing. The self-correction mechanisms and the survival of the body be like, all right, that's it. We're shutting down all this crazy because we want some food. But anyway, so let's talk about your ability to manifest, right? We'll go into very basics because we're talking about, you can see the extremes, and it's the nuances in the middle of like, well, what is the nuances that make it work? It's kind of like investing in the stock market, right? You might have the blanket thing of like, well, you can't make any money investing in the stock market. But that's like kind of saying you can't make money playing poker. Well, yeah, if the other person is a much better player than you, then they'll probably always win. You know, not every hand, but they'll generally always clean up, and you'll look like you can't make money, but you can't make money, but they can. If you're not making money, someone else is. Same with the stock market. You might make some bad investments, but somebody else is winning from that, you know, because they bought your bad investments and sold it. Like, you know, there's someone that made the money that you lost. So it's that example of like, so what's this nuance, law of attraction is manifesting. It's really about the nuances. Plus you got these three forces that they don't talk about, you know, the upliftment force, and then they got the, you know, brain trying to keep you with your band you're at, and the downward forces, right? So there's always nuances. But let's just talk about your ability to manifest. So first of all, can you put your hand right about here? Like right about shoulder level. Can you put your hand here? Right? So try that. Now can you lower your hand, right? Then you pull that one off and put your hand higher, right? Or could you put your hand towards your mouth, like as if you're putting food in? All right, so look, you've got agency over your body. You moved your hand, right? That's a very fine nuance, but that shows you have agency over this physical world. Like I can move backwards, like whoa, and I can move forward, right? So there's agency here. You've got this too, right? So there's agency there. So let's close our eyes, all right? We're gonna pitch the number 8 in front of us. Just picture the number 8, right? Come back here. Now I'm going to close our eyes and picture the number 0. Okay? We picture number 0. Now close our eyes and picture number 5. Okay. Now I'm guessing you did all that. You could do that. You could picture those numbers. That's very simple. Moving our arms, you know, step to step. All that stuff, very simple. Shows you have agency in this three-dimensional world, but also the 5D. That's where the picturing the numbers, because that didn't happen here in height, width, depth. You know, you saw them, but there's no light. There is no light in your imagination that hits your eyes. Or, you know, you can even close your eyes and see 8 and say 8 in your mind, but not out loud, but you hear 8. That's not hitting your ears, right? So that's in the 5D. So you have agency in the 5D, you have agency in the 3D, and now it's kind of like, well, how do you put it all together? What are all these nuances? Because there are these different forces that are playing against you, and that's where it kind of makes this havoc in this law of attraction. Makes it look like, oh, it's manifesting, it's not manifesting. But none of that's true. You know, it's all happening. There's all these different dynamics, and once you break down and get the nuances, like the poker example, like once you figure out like all the odds and stuff like that, you become a much better poker player and much more likely to make money at it, right? So it's like the same with this, you know, manifesting. You start learning all the players in the game and what's happening, you'll become much better at manifesting, right? So let's go back into like what makes this reversal. So one of the big things that goes in reversal is this. It comes from a place of stuck, right? Like you want to manifest something stuck, like especially a perfect one was weight loss. Like, you know, you say you're 100 pounds overweight, you want to lose 100 pounds. But the only way to know if you've lost 100 pounds is to look at what your weight was. So you're always referencing the past. You're referencing this old stuck place. And that's kind of like where you're creating, that's where your focus is, this old stuck place. How do I get less of that old stuck place, right? So this old stuck place, how do I get less of it? That's where a lot of the manifesting, that's where it goes backwards. Because it's always like, okay, how do I get from this place to this other place, right? And you're not just like magically creating, like, I want to create this. You know, I want to create this thing. It's normally in relation to, well, I feel bad here, so I want to create that as a contrast to that. And you contrast it like, well, I'm not feeling this much, that much anymore. But it's always this reference back to where you were, as opposed to just a choice of like, I want to be here. Like, I just want to choose this. I want to choose that. I want to choose to be this way. Not, oh, I'm here and now I need to lose to get here. No, I choose to be at this weight. I choose to be at this income. I choose to have this partner. I choose to have this ability, these abilities. I choose to, but not as a reference of like, well, to fix this broken. I need to have this. Because it's always referencing back of like, hey, have I fixed the broken? Have I fixed the broken? Have I fixed the broken? Right? So that's where it gets going. It goes backwards. Where you think of like, wait a second, I'm trying to be pumped up to this positive thing, but I'm not getting anywhere. Like, it doesn't seem like it's manifesting, right? That part is manifesting. There's always something manifesting going on. So, but this goes into like, let's crack this open. Because you came in as being a light, right? There was nothing wrong with your vibration then. And you're still a being of light. And that vibration is so freaking high, it's unbelievable. And there's nothing wrong with that vibration. Now, there's just stuff added on. Those limitations are added onto you. So when you get in the notion of like, I got to change my vibration, it's like that indoctrinates the limitations that were added to you as if they're you. And now the being a light you has to take on all these limitations and then somehow resonate that whole ball of crap at a higher level. Right? And then it's like, and it's this big disconnect. Because also it's really hard because limitations don't want to operate at a higher level because they're limitations. That's not what they do, you know? So it's kind of like having like all these chains all over you and then you're trying to like, you know, vibrate higher, but you know, you all the chains and they're dampening that vibration when your core self being a light is already vibrating way higher, way enough. There's nothing wrong there. There's nothing wrong there. So it's where, that's kind of where, one, it goes backwards because we reference. So that's the first part. Let's just stop referencing something in the past to create something in the future. Because it's not here that you have to go backwards. And then also, we're not going to go deep into this because this is kind of introduction. But notice when you're picking something, you're probably picking something that's way less than what your true core's vibration is. And just be okay with that. You know, as opposed to thinking that, oh, I'm this limitation and I'm raising my vibration here. No. I'm going to choose this because I want to create it. You know, because I'm playing in this 3D world. I want to see the print out. I'm playing in the 5, putting stuff in there, getting the print out, right? And we're going to start uncovering, but realize that my being a light is way bigger than this goal. Whatever your big goal is, way bigger. I always had the affirmation, my being a light's bigger than that goal. I'm choosing to make this, but it's not related to where I currently am at, or where current limitations look like they're mine and me like that. I'm not that, you know. I'm going for this goal, disassociated, disconnected from here. I'm choosing this. And also knowing I'm a being of light that's way bigger than this. Way, way bigger. I'm way bigger than this. That's okay, because I'm just creating. You know, like an artist. I'm just going to create a painting. It doesn't have to be a happy painting, super high vibration. It could be a sad painting. I'm creating a painting. And it doesn't have to be a painting that's related to the previous one. You know, because that's kind of what this, like what makes it go backwards. Because it's like, imagine if you're going to paint a painting and you got to take your previous one and just sit there and start painting over it. What a, you know, it's like, no, toss the old painting out. I'm going to start on a new canvas and I'm going to create based on what I want to create. And it's not related to what my previous creations have been. It's not related to that. And then also just keep in mind of like, and my vibration is way higher than all this. It's like our being a light is too high to be in this 3-dimensional reality. It's way higher than 3-dimensional reality. That's okay. We're here. We're here to create stuff. We're here to lift this vibration. We're here to lift it up, lift other people up, you know, and play in this dynamic. But just reaffirm like, hey, my being a light is high in vibration, is high enough to create anything here. Anything I ever wanted to create is high enough. Doesn't have to be raised, increased. It's fine, right? So we don't really want to implant of like, okay, I'm actually all these limitations with just being a light inside, but it's all me and I got to raise this all up. No. My vibration's perfect. It's up there. Fine. I'm going to create this. So that's just hopefully that's a couple nuances with the whole manifesting, your ability to manifest, why it goes in reverse, and hopefully starting to crack open of like, yeah, maybe there's something super, super amazing inside. Super, super awesome. That's astronomical. And I'm just going to have that idea of like, okay, it's astronomical. I'll let it start showing up because I'm going to release it and not be attached to these limitations. That's all the dark, low, slow vibration. That's just limitation, not us. So if this has helped, if this has cracked open some stuff, maybe made you felt like, hey, wait a second. I might have some mojo going on, because you do. Throw me a like. Also subscribe, because that's what this channel is about awakening this awesome inside, because the planet needs it. The planet needs people like you. Truly, 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 we're going through some massive change. You're some of the forefront, the vanguard of light that are wakening up their abilities and pulling back stuff that we've never seen before. That's going to help the whole masses, all the masses, to ascend, because we want everyone to come, and we want the true like beings of light all to make it. So stay here, subscribe, throw me a like if you liked it, and until we talk again, have a blessed day or a blessed night.